Well, my dad could beat up your dad. Today I'm in the wood yard. I got the baby dumper backed up to a pile of wood and we're gonna chuck some wood in. It's delivery time. Here we go. So right now I'm gonna be loading up some wood into the trailer. This is going to a long-time customer. This is a guy that buys about 3 full cords every year from me just for burning in his fireplace. He loves his wood heat, as he tells me. He's originally from Texas and he lives in Wisconsin now. When he moved here 4 or 5 years ago, he said, man, oh man, it gets cold here. I said, well, yeah, it does. And so he really likes his fires, and he called me and said, hey, I'm interested in some smoking type of wood that I can use for smoking meat. He wants to make ribs and brisket and stuff. I said, well, I have a lot of people that use oak, I have a lot of people that use cherry, and I have a lot of people that use hickory. I said, those are like the 3 main kinds that I hear guys that swear by their brand or whatever it is, that's what they want. And when it comes to brand, it seems like there's more guys that are really loyal to the hickory than the other 2. But oak seems to work good for a lot of people, and so does the cherry and the hickory. All 3 of them work good. So those are the 3 brands we're talking about today. And the reason I'm bringing this up, we're going to talk about brands today, because I did a video about probably a month ago that you guys saw that was about the new Echo chainsaw that we got, the 7310 that Adam arranged for us to get from Evergreen Power. And they gave it to us to do some videos and try it out and just show everybody what we have now. I am not affiliated or married to or committed to, or I never signed a contract with anybody when it comes to equipment. I don't care what the equipment is. If it works, I like it. But there's a lot of guys, and you might be one of them. You might be one of those guys that's like, my brand is the best because I have it, and it's the best. You know, I really don't care. If it's a good chainsaw that runs good and is sharp, that's a good chainsaw. And if you like it and it works for you, that's a good chainsaw. The whole, Ford, Dodge, Chevy debate, people, they're all good. Everybody makes good stuff. And if you happen to have one that you really like, good for you. If you have one that never breaks down and lasts forever, fantastic. So this came up, and in the comments, people are fighting back and forth that theirs is better than the other guys. It's basically a wiener measuring contest. It's mine's bigger than yours, mine's faster than yours, mine better than yours. No, it's not. When it comes to good equipment that are made by good, reputable manufacturers that have invented their equipment and then brought it to market, they designed it so that it would do a certain thing, and if people love it, that's great, they succeed. And Husqvarna, Stihl, and Echo have done that. Obviously those companies are doing something right, and if they didn't have good equipment, they'd be out of business, because there have been companies that have come up with equipment and they're not here anymore. There are some names you guys probably have heard of. I'm not going to name them, but there are some. Some have yellow equipment, or had yellow equipment. Some of them had some red equipment. The big benefit we all get from this, these 3 brands that are fighting for better equipment, as they compete and develop better products for us to use, we win. This one has a little bit better this. Ooh, I'm gonna try that saw out. Oh, and then this one comes out, it's even a little better in this area. Ooh, I'm gonna try that one out. And then this one comes out and it's like, ooh, that's even a little bit better yet. A little faster, a little lighter. But for the most part, if you were to compare a Stihl 462, a Husqvarna 572, and the Echo 7310, if you were to take a cord of wood and cut a cord of wood with each one of those saws, the total elapsed time that it would take you would be very, very close. They all cut, they all work. If you like the saw you have, that's fantastic. If you don't, try one of the other ones. I want to try them all, because I believe, and this is my belief, when it comes to equipment, especially chainsaws and a few other things in life that I enjoy, more is the right number. More. I'm going to chuck some wood right now. Look at that, there's hickory in there. I just tossed it in, and while I was tossing it, I thought of something that happened about, this had to be a good 15 years ago. I was at a business meeting with a bunch of guys. It was on a lake. One of the guys had a cottage and there was a bunch of us there. And we were water skiing and jet skiing and doing a little imbibing. And one of the guys started talking about the new truck he had. And he was a Ford guy. He had a brand new Ford. He was telling us how great it was and how he's had all these different Fords through the years. And then the other guy says, well, yeah, he says, they make okay stuff. But another guy says, well, I'm more of a GM guy, and I've had Chevys and I've had GMCs, and I like the new GMC, whatever model it was. And then one of the other guys in the group piped up. He says, well, he said, I know why you guys drive that junk. He says, I'm a Dodge guy. He says, Dodge got a lot more power, and you know, I got a diesel. And he started talking about going on and on. And then one of the other guys says, I don't even have a truck. We all kind of laughed. And so another one of the other guys says, yeah, well, if you ever get one, you better get a Chevy or GM, whatever. You know, he's just being on and on about it. And I said, and they kind of looked at me, and I says, well, I said, I'm really not brand loyal at all, but I do know one thing. And they all said, what? I said, well, my dad could beat up your dad. And they all busted out laughing, because that's all it was that I'm better than you, and it was a wiener measuring contest, as I like to say. Okay, we're gonna go load up some other wood right now. Look at that, there's wood in the trailer. Now we're gonna throw the tarp on because I can. So we don't lose anything, because I gotta go down the highway for this delivery, so I'm gonna throw the tarp on. And when I was doing this chucking, I was thinking, because that's what I do when I throw wood or when I'm in the tractor, I'm always thinking about what people are gonna say, what people are gonna ask, things maybe that I didn't think of to say. And I did think of something else to say about this whole brand thing, that when people get their underwear in a knot over that theirs is better or bigger, faster, whatever it is, it's just one of those things that just bothers me, because your situation is maybe different than the other guys. Maybe the other guy doesn't have a dealer by him to buy the brand that you think is the best. Maybe he lives in an area where there only is one kind of place where you can go buy equipment. So that's what he gets, because that's what they know how to service and sell. That's what the expert in his area has. That's just the way it is. You know, not every brand is available to everyone. I've had a lot of people tell me, like, hey, where I live, the only brand we have is steel. So that's what I have bought, and that's what I've always used. But I would like to try the other ones. No, that's sanity to me. Because whenever anybody uses these three words that I try not to use unless I really, really think it through. Always, never, and forever. Forever is a very long time. So when people say, oh, that's going to last forever. Maybe not. Because forever is a long time. There's only a few things I can think that are forever, and not here on earth. Okay, so there's that. And then never. I would never buy that brand. Well, what if one of the companies that you love so much that you're in bed with goes out of business, and all their saws or whatever equipment you're running is recalled because of safety hazards, or the government steps in and takes it all away? Well, you might have to switch to buy the other kind. And I always do this, really, even when you're sleeping. I always use this equipment, really. Ever since you came out of the womb, always. That's a long time. We're gonna go deliver some wood. We're gonna make a dump in this guy's garage, probably. I usually throw it in his garage. I've delivered to him lots of times, and he takes it out his back garage door to where he's got 2 racks. So we'll probably back the baby dumper into his garage and dump it or shove it off. So down the road we go.
This is a lot.